Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am Dr. Claudia Albers, Planet X research and professional physicist. And today I'd like to bring to you another one of my articles. This one's entitled Planet X Killing Earth's Oceans. Now, one of the Planet X effects on the Earth is to cause volcanic eruption. And this is because the Planet X system stellar cores, or the dead or energy depleted cores of planets and stars, induce matter creation events in the cores of living celestial objects, which result in CMEs, or coronal mass ejections, on the Sun and volcanic eruptions on the Earth. And you may look at Article 501 entitled Planet X Induced Volcanic Eruptions or Like an Earth CME for more details. Since the Earth's oceans are littered with volcanoes, we would expect volcanic eruptions which will go unseen and unnoticed from the surface and will greatly warm the oceans and thus affect their ecosystems until they are lifeless. Another factor that would also affect the oceans is the increased ultraviolet radiation which is being emitted from the Earth's atmosphere due to the Earth losing gravitational energy to the stellar cores and the debris which they bring into the solar system. No UVC radiation is supposed to reach the surface, but since 2002 it has not only been detected, it was detected to be higher than what was measured at the top of the Earth's atmosphere. And you can see this in these two plots. And this one, you see the data from 2002. This is the DFI data, which shows that there was UVA and there was some UVB, but only up to halfway through the range. And then there was nothing. There was no UVC, and this is the highest energy UV radiation. This is the lowest. This is the mid-range. But in 2017 and 2018, this was what was measured. There was the same amount of UVA, the same amount of UVB up to the mid-range of the UVB range. And then we actually had UVC reaching the surface. You can see it's not zero anymore. And it actually shows an increasing trend here. So this is increasing energy in UVC radiation, and we have an increasing trend. So more reaches the surface as the energy increases. And you can see, if you compare this with what was measured by NASA at the top of the atmosphere, there's now UVC at the highest energy range in the UVC range than was measured at the top of the atmosphere. And this shows that it could only have been coming from below the ozone layer. So the source is within the atmosphere. And the trend, as you can see, this is an increasing trend here. It gets even sharper towards the edge there. And this would indicate that there may actually be extreme ultraviolet radiation being emitted from the atmosphere. Now, as I have shown in Article 588 entitled Planet X will turn Earth into a superheated inferno, the emission of ultraviolet radiation from the Earth's atmosphere is expected to happen at decreasing altitudes as the Earth loses gravitational energy. X-ray emission will most likely also occur at slightly higher altitudes than the ultraviolet emission. These high energy photons are extremely harmful to plankton, the basis of the ocean food chain, which will therefore greatly affect the oceans. You would thus expect the oceans to be hit from the bottom with extreme heating from the volcanic eruptions and from the top with deadly radiation. The expected result is that the oceans will eventually become lifeless. This is likely to happen in the Pacific Ocean first, since it is bordered by the Ring of Fire, region of very high volcanic activity. And this map shows where the Ring of Fire is. As you can see, it borders the Pacific Ocean. It's here. And here are some images of what plankton looks like. And plankton are organisms which live in the Earth's large bodies of water, and they cannot swim against currents. Some are microscopic in size, such as bacteria and algae, but others, like jellyfish, are larger. Certain large aquatic organisms, such as whales, are dependent on the plankton as their food source. And plankton is also at the bottom of the food chain for most of the fish in the ocean. So without plankton, basically life in the ocean ends. However, the Pacific Ocean is known to already be dead, a state of affairs which is blamed on the Fukushima disaster. But the understanding that this would be caused by Planet X, plus the fact that the powers that be would do anything to hide the effects of Planet X, as demonstrated by their use of illogical explanations for almost all natural phenomena in the universe, in all educational systems on the planet, and you may look at Article 588 where I discuss that, suggests that they would do anything to hide the truth from the Earth's population, including engineering the horrible disaster that occurred at Fukushima, which strangely they never even tried to contain in any way, and which continues to add radiation to the Pacific Ocean and thus continues to provide the perfect cover for the dying of the Earth's largest ocean. You may look at Article 92 entitled Life Extinction, Planet X and Fukushima, which I actually wrote in 2017, which details what occurred there. Now, that does not mean that it was not a real disaster or that no radiation leaked. It was most likely very real, but it was artificially created to hide the truth. Since the powers that be have the means to control stellar cores through ionization, they would be able to move them into a certain region and thus create an earthquake. Since earthquakes occur through the same process as volcanic eruptions, except that in the case of an earthquake, the magma does not have an outlet to the surface. By an outlet, I mean a volcano. And you may look at Article 487 entitled, Can Planet X be under intelligent control? The fact that it happened on March 11, 2011, should be another clue to the fact that it was man-made. The powers that be seem to like to place their signature on events through numbers. If they are prepared to fill the Earth with radiation to cover up the truth, what other disasters have they engineered or are planning to do in order to keep on covering up the truth? So, in conclusion, it is likely that the Fukushima disaster was artificially engineered to cover up the dying of the Pacific Ocean as a result of Planet X. And if that is the case, it is also likely that other supposedly natural disasters were in fact artificially engineered for the same purpose. This shows that absolute fear from the powers that be regarding the population of this planet, finding out the truth regarding Planet X. And these are the references. This is Dr. Claudia Albers, Planet X physicist. Thank you for watching.